How's it going, guys? Chris back here again with some more Historic Brawl. It's not Historic Brawl, it's regular Brawl. I always forget that. Keep, I think. There are still a couple of cards from Caverns of Ixalan I have not gotten my hands on yet, and the Mycotyrant is one of them. Like, he is still on the list, but, let's say, we're running out the clock, a couple more days, and we'll be in full holiday swing. So I had to actually record some videos, which means that Slimefoot, he's going to be heading our stand-in Mycotyrant until we get an actual copy. And then we'll do an actual Mycotyrant one, but until then, gonna have to be good enough. He's a good boy. I should have played him too, because he is very powerful in his own right. Although doing it on turn 3 does guarantee that you actually get an activation out of him, right? Yeah, I don't know. Cons came out, so I kind of put Caverns on the back burner for a bit just to collect the cons. And there are two cards from. I will set that down for now. Attack with our Tendril. There are two cards from Caverns that I really want to grab before. Preferably before the new year, but I don't know if that'll actually work out. One is the Mycotyrant. That one's pretty obvious. But the other one is the Artifact Calendar. You basically tap it and then put counters on it, and then every time you tap it, you kind of double the amount of counters on it. Hey, Roko, I can't cast that. I'm sorry. We'll get a green one and we'll get a black one. What do I want here? This probably. And then we'll file to make up for our mana inefficiency. I think we had a turn of mana inefficiency, but I might be off. I don't know. Sometimes you just feel that that something was off. $11. My God, Kami of the Hope, you are a broken card. I have very little removal too. Ugh. Doubling season. So what can we hope for here? We can hope for like blood money. A Wrath will kind of stabilize things, although we're gonna get chomped as a result. It took my parallel lives. Very sad. Why couldn't it be the bad doubling season? We're not really bad, but symmetrical. And does less. Why couldn't it be the symmetrical does less doubling season? Ah. 6/6. Cancel. We'll do it at our opponent's end step. I think we've been rokoed. Which I don't mind. I don't mind being rokoed. If you tally up the karma of my Magic the Gathering game this week, I've been playing non-stop Narset, so retribution was bound to come my way at some point. I'm happy it's a Roko and not not a Atraxa that's delivering the blow. 11 green mana. I don't know. I don't think Narset is that powerful, but she can just go from 0 to 100 very quickly. Get a 1/1, 2 1/1s actually, thanks to Doubling Season, and a land. Pretty good stuff, Roko. But our opponent is about to take twice the turn that we take. Which is never a good sign. Yeah, we're returning Welcome to the Sweet Tooth. More tokens, more counters. I too can put a counter on something, opponent. We're kind of just dead. Those 4/7/7s plus the trampling, it's just kind of dead. But I was trying to drag it out, but our opponent just never ran out of things to do. That is impressive. We'll go into game 2. See how things shake out. Slimefoot versus Goshintai. Okay, that's bad. I don't like the hand either. I think I'll keep it because I don't want to tempt anything. I'm guessing that Mycotyrant is just the strongest Fungus/Sapperling tribal deck commander at the moment, but I don't know for sure. Like, Slimefoot, his ability to draft or to essentially cheat on the number of copies of a card that you can have in a deck is subtly strong, right? Like, that is a fundamental rule break that elevates him above most commanders. Is it enough to push him over the top of Mycotyrant? Probably not. Because I've played against Mycotyrant, and Mycotyrant, like, if it sticks on the battlefield and just rotates a couple of turns, it's pretty much game over. Because you make enough of the 1/1 black Sapperling tokens from... Are they Sapperling or are they Fungus? They're probably just Fungus. That one? And we'll pass. Yeah, if it just makes enough tokens, it's GG. And making tokens isn't extremely difficult. You have to descend, right? Which is putting a permanent into the graveyard. That's not extremely difficult, but it's not always a guarantee. Whereas in theory, in a good Slimefoot deck, you should always put a mountain or a not a mountain, a swamp or a forest on the battlefield. Don't do it, opponent. No. Oh, okay. I was worried. I want a mountain, probably. Not a mountain. Forest. I cannot remember that forests are not mountains. Take the 1/1. If they get a removal shrine, we're sad, but if not, we actually have a damage source now. Like, that is That is something, and Burnished Hart will draw us 2 cards. Is it whenever 1 or more? No, it's whenever a swamp or forest. Gain a couple of life. Thallid. Put our boy down, pass the turn. Look at that. Shieldred alone has stabilized us. I did put in the full 6 copies of the Praetors into this deck because they're just really good with Realmbreaker. The Realmbreaker is just a really good card, and putting Praetors in your deck is just additional value on what's already going to be a very good card in your deck. It's a little hard to cost justification analysis not putting it in when we're already running the Realmbreaker, and the value that we get from just using up a couple of slots is kind of crazy, actually. That one? Resolve. That one? Probably want to go Shieldred. Or do I want to go, like, Parallel Lives? Hard to say, man. If I go... I think this is the path. No attack. We'll just bank on the life gain and the additional mana to get us through another turn. The problem with shrines is that if they hit the right shrines, they will just remove our board. Like the black shrine, just constantly removing things. I get 2 more basic lands. Very cool stuff, opponent. We get 1. That's sad. Another Verdant Force. We're piling up the Verdant Forces. The idea that the prime Verdant Forces will make this better, but unfortunately in our current board state, it's just not worth it. Alrighty then. In our current board state, it's not worth it because Monodrak is just... he's OP. When we're fighting a war of doubling, because our opponent would get twice as many tokens, but they'd also get twice as many tokens. If we had been allowed to keep our parallel lives, we would have been at parity and it would have been okay, but did not happen that way. Guess we go Spore Mound. Let's get Shieldred out. Let's get a Verdant Force out. And we'll do our little boy. And we'll trade Shieldred out for 2 tokens. I mean, that would have been the plan. Our opponent did not agree, though. Unfortunate. It would have been easy to block with Monodrack and then sacrifice a couple of tokens and stabilize that way for our opponent, but we're not interested in the deal. Fair enough. Oh my god. Well. Does that have haste? It doesn't, right? Tell me it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. Okay. Verdant Force. Spore Mound. So we are at 11 out of 13? With Monodrack gone, though, we can actually Primal Vigor for some value. Yeah, we kept a couple of aces in hand. I'd honestly like to see a land drop possible for next turn. Thinking about killing my Chromatic Orrery? Probably just too late, honestly. I had 2 turns of playing 8 drops for free. I'd say even without it, my mana is at advantage. You're there to 8, and we are at 10. And we will just make a 1/1 token to block the 13/13 every turn. It doesn't come with trample. Unless you can give a trample opponent. I'd be fine with that, honestly. A one-off, give it trample. Rude. Are you gonna Sunfall every turn? That's kind of messed up. Oh my god. So I need to deal with that now. Like, that is something that has to be dealt with. So I think he doesn't have the artifact destruction in there. Well, that's sad. We'll just keep playing. It's about what we can do, unfortunately. I actually do want that. This is probably going to get killed at some point. Doubling season opponent? Draw 2 cards, please. Phial of Galadriel. Next year we can Spore Mound. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, now I think if we find artifact removal, we can actually get rid of the bombardment. We'll have to get rid of the clear water. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Their opponent was assessing the value of our commander. I also had assessed it and found it wanting. Gonna go for some damage. Oh, that's bad. We don't want to attack because they'll just transform and make us sad. 4 tokens. If they draw a card, they get to exile all the creatures again. If they draw an instant or sorcery, they get to exile all the creatures again, which means the game continues. Like, Shrine's his favorite, I think. Even though we've drawn more cards. There's no way they hit nothing. Okay. They target enchantment. My Moldervine? Really? I don't know about that. Two lands, 2 bears. It's been a reasonable game. I don't know. I wanted to double things and make funguses, and we have not gotten there yet. We got there once. Ooh, and my Primal Vigor has turned 2 bears into 4 bears. You'll love to see it. It also turned 2 incubators into, or 1 incubator into 2 incubators. And doubled the counters on them. Doesn't work with planeswalkers though, so. We do just have to try to press our advantage as much as possible, or as long as possible, to force the Wrath. Dude, Arcane Bombardment is another one of those messed up cards that got printed. Like, it's not as bad because it's very expensive. What are you doing? Doubling season? Did you not hit it, opponent? I don't need to do something. But I will swing in for lethal next turn. We have a shot. So our shot is to draw a land and then play our Slimefoot. Not what I was looking for. Opponent? You want to use that mana? I should have played Gutter Grime first, but he doesn't proc with most of our creatures, We would only get a slime out of our Molder Vine, which is sad. Vorinclex? Yeah, I should have done all of this. All of this main phase 1. We still wouldn't, I guess we wouldn't be that far ahead. Our opponent would have had to have permanently tapped some of their lands. Or not permanently, but for this turn they would be down at least 2 mana. Probably a little bit more. Discard a card, opponent. Similar Amble is gone. I mean, Vorinclex is also a messed up card. And it's an old messed up card. Generally, if a messed up magic card is printed, the older it is, the worse it is as far as being messed up goes. I think our opponent is too little too late. Maybe not, though. Rude. Oh, are we just dead? No, because they've exiled every creature that has gone to the battlefield. Or gone to the graveyard, so... We're not just dead. This has been the grindiest game. Yeah, we're at the 30-minute mark. That's probably just game, though. If I don't pull like a lightning bolt off the top of my deck, we are sad. Aww. Is there a lightning bolt in here? Kind of. Huh. So we ultimate run in 7 immediately. We play Parallel Lives. And then we play Skelly Bob. Own it? You only have 3 tokens. This is GG. As far as I can tell. There are only 3. Congrats on tapping it, my bro. Probably should have done that main phase, though. I mean, we downright stole that game, but it was worth it in the end. Fungus for the win. Well, if you enjoyed today's video, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.